Hey, welcome back, guys. All right, so let's jump on into this, shall we? Um, Aries, we're going to take a look at love here. I'm still deciding on another deck right now, but we start out with the Knight of Swords, okay? So we're not wasting any time. We may have a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius that is making an impulsive action or wanting to take an impulsive action. Five of Wands in the reverse, Temperance. Oh, this is somebody who wants to make nice with Aries. This is somebody that would like to just break the silence, rush in, put an end to the argument or arguing, and just get back to peace. If there was a way to snap their fingers and make that happen, that seems to be what this Aries would like more than anything, is to be at peace. Chariot. They may literally go ahead and drive over, come see Aries, take this direct action, spit it out, just say how they really feel. This is somebody owning what they really want. So it doesn't mean that they're saying, oh, this was all my fault or anything. But it is them saying openly and honestly, I just don't want to fight. I don't want to be in disharmony with my Aries. They could be a Cancerian. They could also be a Sagittarius. Could also be a Scorpio. They just want Aries back. This is somebody who, whatever the problems have been, they don't even care. They just want Aries back. They feel like when things are good between themselves and Aries, it is so good. It is so worth it. Let me see. What did they think the obstacle was? What did they think the conflict was surrounding? Death card. Um, we have skeletons in the closet possibly here. We have something that needed to change. Maybe at one point they weren't quite ready to give up something. Maybe this created a conflict. Right now I'm like, the first thing that popped in my head is somebody who's like, I know I said I'd stop smoking and then I didn't, and Aries found out that I was lying, and it was the lie that caused the complication. And it's like, I don't even know why. I don't even want to fight about this. I'm feeling like it was not some huge, hidden, horrible secret, but more like, yeah, Five of Swords, sideways. It definitely, on one hand, this wasn't enough to be stubborn over, but it's like they were stubborn over whatever the argument was. And then that's what made Aries cry. It definitely feels like there was a fight where it ended up in tears. And this really feels like it was so much nonsense, but it was because it was something that should have been over and done that then Aries discovered wasn't over and done. I don't know why my brain first went to somebody who said they quit smoking and then they hadn't. And it's like, look, it's fine, but you can't lie to me. And it's like, instead they were hostile about that. And that's where the sorrow and the fight came from. It might even mean that Aries said, I'm not mad, I'm just sad that you lied. It feels more like that. Like this is a very specific thing where the argument, the problem, the drama was really unnecessary. And I think that makes sense because all of this says that's exactly their opinion. This was such a needless tempest in a teacup. This relationship means so much more than the argument or the fight that occurred. Donji, great to see you, love. Okay, let me just look a little closer. Ace of Wands. And I don't know if it's, I'm hearing that song. It's hard for me to say I'm sorry, but I just want you to know, after all that's been said and done, you're still the one. Something about I promise to. I'm hearing Peter Cetera's voice, but it was when he was with, was it Chicago? Who was it that, I can't remember who Peter Cetera fronted for, but it's definitely his voice that I'm hearing singing this song. After all that's been said and done, so, I can't remember. Anyway, Nine of Swords sideways. They definitely know. We have crying twice. They made Aries cry. And this person, it might have been because they got really heated, they got really mad, they got big mad. Whatever this was, they're really disappointed in themselves for letting something get that out of hand. I think they got stressed out and then they started like shouting, yelling, something like that. It was not, their reaction was not correct for what the argument was. And it definitely was just really upsetting. It was upsetting to Aries, but it was also upsetting to them. The Star and the Seven of Swords. Definitely there was a lie in here, and it was a stupid one to tell. And especially because, look, I mean, I know this sounds like it was kind of like a fight that was stupid to have in the first place, but because truth is at the heart of this, and truth could have been jeopardized, and this person now comes across like a trickster or somebody that Aries might not trust anymore. This could be a way bigger deal than what they think it is because of the truth aspect of this, the trust component. I don't know, but this looks like feel like Aries really is their wish come true. I think their other wish is if they could just undo this. Because the stupid lie, whatever their stupid lie was, I don't know what it was or how big of a deal it was, but it obviously upset Aries. This person really does not like the fact that they are the reason this whole thing ended up a big, huge, disaster. They want to come rushing in to fix it for sure. Let me see. Why do they think that rushing in would be the correct action right now? Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. They want to rush in and say, I'll never do that again. Can we start over? I won't act that way again. I don't want to fight. I won't do whatever this was. I won't, break trust again. They feel like they have to offer this. It's on them to offer this. So this is them taking accountability for sure. Let's actually change decks and let's go over to Aries for a second. How's Aries feel about all this right now? All right, guys, I know. I'm so sorry. We're having all kinds of weird bogged down and buffering tonight, in particular on YouTube. So I'm really sorry. I know you guys just saw that freeze for a split second before I came back. I don't really know why it does that sometimes, but at least I know how to fix it. So it takes a second or two, but then we should be smooth again. With that Five of Swords, that energy of Aries going, yeah, we had an argument, and then it was, I mean, Aries might still be mad, actually. I don't know, though. Present moment is here and it's sideways. It does feel like there's this bleakness. It's like, wow, you know what you win when you have a fight? You win silence. Oh, Aries says, I moved on. They can win the argument. That's just fine. But what they win is my absence. Six of Swords. Okay, so actually Aries is saying, I should have walked away from them sooner. I definitely have walked away. So Aries is not happy about this. They also have a feeling this isn't over, though, because we do have the High Priestess. Aries is like, how much you want to bet? As soon as I'm in my calm, in my peace, of course I'm going to hear from this person. I do not see Aries liking the way things went, though. We have the Lovers card. So here's the thing. Any way we slice it, it does look like Aries says, I do know that this person's heart is calling out to mine right now. I can hear it. I can hear them, as if their heart were just sitting there talking at me. I can feel the pull. By the way, they could be a Gemini. Aries seems to be very intuitive. Synchronicity. I feel like even though Aries is mad, even though they've moved on, or, I shouldn't say moved on, because I feel like all this is still very recent. But even though Aries is like in a like physical, mental, like calmer space, they still know this is not over, because I can feel this person. I know it doesn't end this way. Basically, that's what Aries is saying, is I know that it doesn't end this way. I know that I can feel their heart is sad even now. I can feel their heart is longing for me even now. I don't think it's going to be a shocker at all that Aries is going to hear from this person. Even though, was Aries going to reach out to them? Oh, hell no, not a bit. But I do think Aries is like cooled off, even though it's like this is there. We have this weird, awkward, like chasm that's opened up between us now. Because yes, I'm still angry. I am, but I'm also calm. And I also know that this isn't over. I feel like, you know how all that can be true? It's like I'm hurt, I'm mad, I'm not talking to you, but I already know you're going to come talk to me. And I already know it doesn't end this way, but it doesn't mean that like you haven't undone the thing that hurt me yet. You know, that's I guess the way I would describe this. So with that synchronicity card though, I almost think that they're going to be either showing up in Aries world at a very appropriate time. We do have the Sun card. I think no matter what, Aries is going to be really happy to see their face because this person is going to approach Aries. They are coming in to look Aries in the eyes, to say I'm sorry. This is not somebody dodging their own bad behavior. This is not somebody who is willing to let go of this connection either. This is somebody who really, look, everybody is going to have problems. People that we love the most, that we spend the most time with, are also going to be the people that we're going to have the greatest number of problems with because there's so much more emotion and because we spend so much time with them. The key is, how do we overcome those problems, and are we, learning how to be better in moments of conflict and to make sure that even when we have conflict, we're not going to hurt our partner. And I feel like this is a really like I'll say an important bridge for Aries and this person to be able to cross, because this person's taking this really serious. They do not want to lose Aries over this. They care very much. I mean, three major arcana. So no matter how silly this fight might have started out over something simple, it's not simple and they know it. This requires them to save this connection by making it really serious. I don't think this person's going to make this mistake again with Aries. And I think Aries is going to be really thrilled to see this person, because on the other hand, for Aries to be so intuitive and say, I know it doesn't end this way, I can feel their heart missing mine right now, and then to have them actually show up and be this direct, I feel like that's going to go a long way to Aries saying, okay, I am correct about this person. Yes, we had a big old blow up, and we're not going to keep doing this. This needs to be fixed. It needs to be really fixed. But this tells me with confidence they feel the exact same way. I think that's what the synchronicity is. Like, I get it. They feel the same way that I do. They can't let this thing be destroyed. You know what? I kind of think Aries and this person could come out of this stronger than ever with the death and rebirth card here. This could be the two of them finding a new level of comfort zone and trust with each other, a new level of respect for each other, a new way to handle conflict. Out of this, we could actually see them deepening the bond. How we get over an obstacle, a fight, a problem, how we pledge to like do better next time, and how we handle it when we've hurt our partner and that is not what we wanted to do, and now we just really want to fix it, and we are sincere about it. I think that goes a long way to like building, not only resetting things, but building a new precedence for how these characters will handle things. We have life force energy. I think their bond gets way stronger. I think that they learn something really good about each other, about like, okay, now Aries knows this person they can be hot-headed, yes, but they can also be very vulnerable. They also just proved that Aries is very, very, very important to them. They do not want to lose Aries. That's them laying themselves on the line and, making sure Aries knows, I can't lose you because you're too important to me, which means I have to humble myself. I have to tell you I won't act that way again because it would cost me you. All of that looks like, I feel like Aries and this person have just crossed a new bridge. By the time they finally get around to having this conversation, they cross that bridge where it's like, okay, we actually just strengthen our bond. I understand you better. You understand me better. Plus there's this, like, almost like they're going to be building a safety net after this. Like, we're still going to have fights and arguments, but there's boundaries now that we're not going to cross because neither one of us wants to lose the other one. And so we're actually going to start treating each other with greater understanding. We're going to find words to convey what we're thinking, but we also understand each other better. I just feel like this is a big turning point for this relationship in the best way. You know, they've crossed a really difficult bridge, but they've come out more compassionate, more understanding with each other. And I almost think that this could have been the most important argument they'll ever have, because it brought up like the deeper question of trust, respect. You know, how will I be treated? How will I not be treated? How do I want to treat my partner? What is unacceptable? How important is this connection? And it's like all of that got dealt with in this one argument. So one little thing kind of like we got to see all of these other more important features of what the connection means, how valuable it is. And that this was kind of like a proof is in the pudding moment. That's why I think that they come out stronger for it, because I think it's going to be really clear to Aries and to them, like we're staying together and we're going to be good to each other and we're going to make sure that we can be successful. Actually, that turned out really great. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Evelyn Blue, thank you so much. You were so kind. Thank you for being here. Small TV, good to see you, love. Voyager 2, awesome to catch you. Tammy Secord, thank you for being here, love. Namaste. And Don G, of course, you were first in the house. All right, you guys, have a wonderful evening. I'm still going to do those last couple of zodiacs tonight. And I will probably go live at midnight and do our today's topic. All right. So take care, guys. Bye for right now.